It's time for the latest from Germany's domestic football league, the Bundesliga. And for that, we are joined by DW Sports correspondent Kres Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin. Now, today is all about the Champions League. Now, Bayern are champions in Germany, so victory wasn't out of the question for them. But 8-2, did you or anybody see such an avalanche of goals coming?
No, I don't think anyone expected Bayern would score 8 against Barcelona, handing Barcelona their worst ever defeat on a European pitch. Also, Bayern making history in the Champions League, being the first team to score 8 goals. Basically, what we watched is Bayern took Barca, put them over their knee, and gave them a good spanking. All right, and it started with Thomas Müller. Thomas Müller's really been resurrected under Hansi Flick. He's the Raumdeute, the space interpreter is what that means in English. He was fittingly the man of the match, scoring a brace and an assist, in the second half. The intensity really showed right out the gate. Even after the break, Felipe Coutinho gave his parent club a brace. And then in between, Bayern as a team, they've been putting their team goal ahead of individual goals. We know Lewandowski is chasing, this single season goal record held by Cristiano Ronaldo. He only had a goal. Gnabry, Kimmich, it goes on and on. I think historically right now, we are all watching the best offensive team in the Champions League. Bayern's averaging over 4 goals a match. Magnificent. They look great. They even cost Quique Setién his job at Barcelona and might have even retired Lionel Messi in the process.
And now Bayern are up against Lyon in the semi-finals. Previously, when these two sides have met, Bayern emerged victorious. Lyon shocked everybody with that victory over Manchester City. Do you think that they have a shot against Bayern, or will history repeat itself?
I think this match will be a lot more competitive because you mentioned, them defeating Man City. Garcia won the tactical battle against Pep Guardiola. Right now, Lyon have all the confidence in the world right now. Believing is achieving. They consider themselves a top club, even though they really shouldn't have even been there. Look at their form domestically. They finished 7th in Ligue 1. Considered a farmers league by a lot of their critics. Well, Lyon, they are performing like a top club. Depay, Cornet, Dembele, the Joker coming off the bench, Marcelo holding things down at the back, but I still don't think that'll be enough to derail Bayern Munich. They have too much horsepower in their engine right now. The way they're stampeding through the tournament, I don't see them stumbling at all. I do think it'll be a little more competitive. I don't expect to see an American football score, like 8-2 versus Barcelona, but I do think Bayern will finish on top. I think Lyon will put up a good fight.
And elsewhere, we have RB Leipzig managed to get past Atletico, and they'll take on PSG in the semifinals. I think everyone was surprised, especially without Werner in that RB Leipzig side. What are your thoughts on that semifinal?
Well, yeah, they're the surprise package, getting through the later rounds of the competition, like you mentioned, especially without Timo Werner. Julian Nagelsmann knows what he's doing, and he knows how talented his team is. They do have talent in the ranks, and now they're making their names known, like Tyler Adams, who had the game-winning goal against Atletico. They do have a bit of good news going against PSG because their goalkeeper Navas is out, and Rico is not as seasoned at the back, but obviously PSG's weapons are their fantastic four. Neymar, Mbappe, Icardi, Di Maria. These are the players that the center back Upamecano for RB Leipzig is going to have to be holding it down and making sure they don't get through the cracks and create goal-scoring opportunities for PSG. RB Leipzig, they do have a strong defense, and it's been holding tight all along. I think this will come down to kind of a chess match between, the tactics between Thomas Tuchel versus Julian Nagelsmann. Unfortunately, I do think that the parade will end for RB Leipzig. I don't see them getting past PSG. Obviously, I could be wrong. I don't know everything, but I do think PSG are a bit too much for RB Leipzig. This is a one-off. And the way Neymar, even though he didn't score a goal, the way Neymar was dribbling, he had the most. He definitely is hungry for some silverware. and I think they'll be able to get past Leipzig.
Now, Kres, we're about to hit a semi-final stage with no English team, no Spanish team, no Italian team. I don't even know the last time I saw that. German and French teams are in the semi-final stage. Is this a good thing for the tournament?
Well, just what you mentioned, the fact that there are none of these other teams from other countries, Spain, England, Italy, that's the first time since the Champions League branding that they have not been present in a semifinal. Ligue 1 is the shock. Obviously, people will pick PSG, to go very deep in this tournament. Lyon has been an underdog. They've been punching above their weight, and farmers market no longer because the chances are one of the French sides will advance to the final. And that does give a bit more credibility, to the French domestic league. The Bundesliga has always been strong, always had Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have won the competition 5 times. I don't think RB Leipzig was a team people expected. People probably had their money on a Dortmund. So I think it's good historically that we have 2 French teams facing 2 German teams. But I think even more interestingly, there are 3 German coaches for these 4 teams. Hansi Flick at Bayern, Julian Nagelsmann, Thomas Tuchel. I think if I was a young German coach right now coming through the ranks, I'd be very confident in my job opportunities in the future because, 75% chance a German coach will win it all. And that goes to show that maybe the German minds, get it done when it counts the most, especially when you talk about the Champions League, but all in all, I think it's great. I do think if it ends up being one nation tournament, Bayern, Leipzig, it's great for Germany. For me, a bit boring. I watch that all the time in the Bundesliga. I do think that might alienate, even if it's all German or French, that might alienate some international fans, and some people might tune out, or it could maybe stoke the fire and interest and create new fans, for these leagues. Ideally, I'd like to see it come down to Bayern and PSG.
That would be fantastic. And another interesting tidbit that I heard this past weekend is that Thiago Silva, captain of PSG, is 2 years older than Julian Nagelsmann, coach of RB Leipzig. So it's going to be quite an interesting semi-final stage that we have in store. But thank you for the Bundesliga update, Mr. Kres Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin. Have a fantastic day.
You as well.